During the last video, we spoke about living life in balance. If you haven't watched that video, go back and watch that first. This video will make a lot more sense if you watch that first. So, the 5 areas that we want to live in balance is spiritual, relationships, emotional, physical, and financial. And you get to choose the priority with that order. That's not the order that everyone should follow, but you get to kind of state what's most important and what's least important. But those are if we live in balance and we strive to live in those areas well, we will live a life of balance and a peace of happiness and joy. So one of the things that we realize is that when we look at this list and we put it down and prioritize it, it can become overwhelming to the point that we don't even try. So what I would suggest you to do is, instead of trying to do it all at once, is to pick one and focus on one. Taking these baby steps in order to achieve one at a time is a productive way to make things happen. If you're not doing any of them and you don't have a method of building the growth that you need to do in these areas, and you try to do them all at once, then you're probably going to get discouraged, demotivated. You may feel like it's too hard and give up on yourself. So what I'd like you to do is kind of list these in order from 1 to 5, from most important to least important. They're all important, but you kind of prioritize that in your own mind. And I want you to choose one. And for example, if spiritual is the most important on your list and you don't have a daily habit on spending time with with God, then you're going to start there and decide on how long it's going to be. It could start with 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes is fine, and decide what you're going to do, when you're going to do it. More than likely, the best time to do that is in the morning. If you say that you're not a morning person and think that you're going to do it at night, more than likely you're not. Telling yourself you're not a morning person is not a good start, because you're going to believe that. Telling yourself that you're going to do it. The reality is that when time changes and we have daylight saving time and the time moves forward and moves back, we adjust to it. So in the same sense, you have to force your body to adjust to these changes, but do it gradually. So we start with one topic, one category. We start that, and what I suggest you do is add it to an existing habit. For example, if you're already working out in the morning, that's a habit that you've been doing for years and you've got that down, and you just know you wake up, brush your teeth, do what you got to do and work out, then I would add that to that regimen. So that way you're incorporating a habit on top of an existing habit, and more than likely you would enforce that habit over time. It's going to take time. Commit to it. You have to commit at first. This is something that you have to be intentional on. You have to force yourself to get up. You're probably going to have to say no to something else. If you're going to add 15 minutes to the morning regimen, then you may have to give up 15 or half an hour at night doing whatever you did before. If that thing the night before is more important, then obviously then you're not making these changes. But if you're saying that this category is most important, then you have to give up something else in order to achieve this. You'll realize that once you start doing this and you are intentional and conscious of your effort and committed to this, that it will become a habit and incorporate in a lifestyle into your life. You will begin to start doing better in this category. And then before you know it, it's going to be like brushing your teeth. You get up and do it. But until then, you have to work it out. So just doing those things. And then once you accomplish that one goal and that category is scheduled as routine, becomes a habit, then you can get to the next level and go to the second category, which is on that list from 1 to 5, and hit number 2 and then go down to 5. If you got 3 already down, you're adding the 4 and 5. Do it gradually, but over time you'll see that you can do this, and you'll be able to grow in all these areas of your life, and you'll realize that you'll live a life of fulfillment, and you'll live a life that's purpose-driven. No longer will you just kind of go through the flow. No longer will you just kind of live through life and go through the motions. You're going to be intentional about growth, and you're going to focus on what's most important.